So Bethany goes on and says, if you're concerned about something that's happening at work, home, think through it. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to make commitments. Think through it. Address it directly and politely. Don't bluff. Don't make threats, and do not, under any circumstance, give ultimatums, right? Just address it. You don't have to put up some tantrums, right? Address the issue as a human being, and Jim Rohn talked about the reason why trusted people don't have to use too many words to communicate, because people already know who they are, right? And that's one of the things Jesus Christ was talking about when he says, don't swear by this, don't swear by that. Just let your yes be yes and your no be no. When you're a trustworthy person, when you are a transparent person, when you're an authentic person, people know what you're saying. Your communication is clear. Just when you don't have to talk too much for people to get what you're trying to say, because they already know who you are and they are judging your words based on the who that they know, right? People are not necessarily staying by just your word. They're judging your words by the who that they know, right? So if you're someone that's not trustworthy, they're probably going to be judging your words by the who that they know. And that might not provide clarity for them. So that's why you need to speak more words for them to be able to know that maybe you truly mean something else, because everybody judges us, right? And that's another thing about communication, right? Another thing about perception, right? People are not necessarily listening to what you're saying. They're listening to what they're seeing. And what we see is more powerful than what we hear. So much so that what we see can physically alter what we're hearing. Someone is saying something and you're hearing physically something else, because what you see is more powerful than what you hear. What you see can alter what you hear, which might be different from what is being spoken, right? So that's the power of a character behind the person that is speaking, right? So especially when you're a communicator, you want your life to match with what you're communicating. Otherwise, people aren't hearing what you're trying to say. They're hearing something entirely different from what you're saying. And it's not just a judgment. It's a physical translation whereby they are truly hearing something different from what you're saying. Right? It's a research part, and it's true. Right? So, don't be in a rush, take time to have a reputation for being someone of your words. Threats are a communication strategy for losers, not winners, right? Don't be such a person that and that's something about, just simply letting your yes be your yes and your no be your no. You don't have to speak too many other words to affirm what you're after. If you're known for something, or you have to say one or two words, people already know the person behind the words, and that carries all the weight that is needed to pass the communication across, right? Bethany goes on and says the reputation for honesty and for forthrightness is a power position in any kind of negotiation, right? Any kind of negotiation, people can trust you for what you're saying. They're not second guessing your words because your personality backs up your words, right? So whether it's a dinner with a friend, negotiating a contract, or doing a real estate business, the person behind the words carries all the weight, So question is, what are you known for, right? That will determine how much more words you need to put in to get the right communication in, right? So follow through on your words, right? Follow through on your words. Be a person of your words. Follow through on your words, right? The second part here in chapter 4 says, follow through on your words. If you say something, do everything you can to follow through on your words. In the Psalms, the Bible talks about the people that will be able to enter into the secret place of God, have fellowship with God, are people who swear to their own heart and keep it. People who put weight to their words and their mouths, right? So it's saying whatever, follow through with your words, follow through with your words. Don't disappoint people, follow through with your words. Don't say things you cannot do. And if you say it, do it, right? So don't pull all your cards if you're not willing to follow through. So if you're not willing to follow through, don't commit yourself. Don't commit yourself to something you're not willing to follow through on, right? Before you say something definitive, take a good look at the big picture and consider any and all consequence on your move, right? You know, do your pros and cons, benefits and demerits, before you make a decision. But if you make that decision, follow through with it, right? For as long as it's a righteous cause. It's not something that is it's not criminal per se, but keep your word. If there's a chance you'll regret walking, pull back and do a deep think. If you're not sure what you're trying to commit yourself to, don't rush into it. Give time. Give time. There's nothing wrong with saying, give me time to think about it. Don't let anybody rush you to any decision, right? Any decision you're rushed into is because someone wants to take advantage of you. And that's what you see in a lot of this, I've been involved in a lot of this timeshare thing, and those are people are devils in human skin. They're trying to get you to make a decision there and then. They wear you out. So it's more like they are forcing a decision out of you because, when you're tired, you're not able to make the right decision. Never be afraid to say you need time. Don't get rushed into a decision, right? That's what makes the poor poorer and the rich richer. Don't ever be forced into a decision. Take time out. Tell them you need time, but think deeply about it. Because when you commit, stay with your commitment, right? So bluffing in any relationship, whether it be in school board, boss, wherever you find yourself, doesn't give you any leverage, making noise, making threats, just like a small boy, throwing tantrums, right? That's all it is, so don't get yourself being like that, because it's not a place of maturity. It's not a place of getting the best out of a deal, right? And it just tells people that you don't have integrity, right? So, but as Betty would say, when I make any decision, my intention is clear to all involved. Right? If you're gonna do something, state it and stand by it. Follow through in your words. So